Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, this podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show. I'm going to do one of these. Hold on.
Okay, Jakey, about to make a big mistakey.
Have you seen that movie?
No, what is
It's
that?
not another teen movie.
Oh my God!
You
yeah.
never seen it?
No, dude, I'm culturally ignorant with so many of the classics.
Oh, it's one of the only good spoof movies they made in that time. Like it's before Scary Movie, I think, or
Yeah.
right around the same time, and it's actually a good spoof movie. It spoofs all the old teen movies from the 80s, like 16 Candles, Breakfast
Dude,
Club.
I'd have to watch all those before
Yeah,
I would get any of the jokes.
Well, it's awesome, and that's not to sound weird, I literally think of that line every time I see you. Like every single day I see you, I'm like, Jakey, about to make a big mistake.
Well, that's correct.
I've done it to you in real life, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely, and yeah, that's. I mean, on any given day, that's true.
Yeah, I know. I figured we'd start the pod with some backs. Anyway, yeah, guys, welcome to Yes Offense. I'm your host, Alex Tomaselli, as always, and I have a solo guest today. I know I don't usually do that, but it's a regular not a comedian, so I figured we didn't have to have. It's okay to have one other person when it's not two comedians. You need two because if one of them spirals, you can't rebound. You need another person there to balance out one of the other person's weirdness. But my boy, man, Jake Cunningham, Gambit.
Yes, sir.
Gambit, because on Instagram it's Gambit Raps, but
Tis.
Your rap name is Gambit Rap.
Yeah.
Musician name. You're a musician.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
you.
yeah, that's a generous way to put it.
Right.
But yeah.
Welcome to the show, Jake. Good
Thank
to see
you.
Do you want me to say your full name, or you don't care?
Yeah, no, tell him.
Oh, Jake
man.
Cunningham.
Jake Cunningham. My social security number is 04633.
No, I hope you didn't. Those weren't real. Some
They'll
weirdo.
inference the rest.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
That's cool.
They'll put it through one of the. You ever know, like in hacking in older movies seemed way easier than it in real life. It's just that black screen with like input here, and you have to like do
the
weird
console
shit.
command.
In the old time, it looked like in old times, it looked like they're like Matrix movies. It looked like you had to just put something in, and numbers would click until you matched them, and that
You
was
just
it.
gotta type really fast.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have access to the mainframe.
Apparently, I don't know what they never really. Even in Mr. Robot, you ever watch that show?
No.
They never explain what they do to hack. They sort of explain it. They're like, we did the input, we put up a wall, and it's a copycat inside of the mainframe. And you're
That's
like,
something I really need on my team, man. I got like a good engineer, you know, I got good people, but I don't have a hacker yet. And
Yeah.
I feel like that could be really valuable.
we gotta talk. You gotta find a Russian. Apparently, they're really good at it.
Yeah. Well, it's
allegedly.
gonna be a little tough to contact them right
Yeah,
now.
oh yeah, they might have trouble with their internet side of things. Are you pro-Russian?
Am I pro? I'm pro. I'm pro Russia. I'm pro Russian citizens. You know, I know.
Yeah.
I've seen like artists on Twitter who are just like, dude, I'm fucked. They blocked PayPal. They blocked Venmo.
Yeah.
They blocked everything. And So
You sympathize with those people.
I
understand.
I feel them. They're not interested in all the shit that's going on. But
Yeah, I saw that too. There's like a lot of Instagram models who are like, my livelihood's gone, and it's like,
did OnlyFans block Russia? Because
Pornhub did. So I'm
Pornhub blocked.
pretty-
Yo, imagine like the president goes to war and it has nothing to do with you, and you just wake up and you're real stressed about it, and you're like, man, I'm gonna spank one to
Yeah.
just get my mind off of this.
That
And then
Asa Akira really
the
gets my
fucking
mind off
website just says like, sorry,
You've
no
been
access.
blocked. Dude. Yeah. Oh, if you didn't download it, oh, dude, that's hilarious, dude. I always say that. I'm like, you hear about people like they have a hard drive of porn, and you're like, I don't need that. It's just on the internet. And now in Russia,
No, see those guys, they're playing 4D chess. You know?
yeah, they're living in 20.
Like
Wait,
the
21 something, yeah.
Yeah, the conspiracy theorists have like reserves of like food supplies that are all dry, but like the the tech nerds have like the apocalypse porn stash.
Hell yeah, dude. We got it. Hell yeah. Shout out to the artists out there. The starving, incarcerated artists. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah, dude. We don't get political on this show, but that was as political as we'll get, and I liked that.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Yeah.
It was a good little riff on nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not nonsense. It's pretty awful, but
It is, but you know, you managed to swerve it over to a porn joke, so it was worth it.
Another thing too, a lot of female comedians do this. I don't know, has this been happening in the rap community where people are like, so this Zelensky, I kind of want to suck his cock. And you're like, what the fuck? It's like out of nowhere, dude. I know why. He's on TV. He's in a war. He's a leader. I get it, but it's like you're being manipulated, ladies, like by the media. Damn.
Yeah, slut. there's really horny women in hip hop, and I mean just the same with the guys though. You know, everybody's trying to get a nut.
Who's worse in hip hop when it comes to trying? Well, all right. So this is the thing. So you've done shows. There's like two parts to this question. Because of what we just said, dudes. What's the most, I'm trying to think, like debaucherous thing you've seen like another rapper do to try to get a chick, or just like anything like, have you heard of anything weird too, like behind the scenes that you can talk about?
Yeah, man. What was it? It wasn't like picking up a chick, but there was this dude that went to the studio I record at, and like he brought his kids there, and he had like some chick there with him, and he was like singing it on the mic in front of the kids, and he was like, "Got a pussy on my fingers, I smell that," and I just picture the kids sitting there like, "Yeah, that's my dad. Go, dad," talking about fucking my mom.
Hell, all right, so that is weird and debaucherous. Yeah, that's a lifestyle I'm not akin to. The only thing I can relate to that in, I've gone to people's houses. I'm not bragging. I've gone to people's houses though, and they're like, "You want to smoke?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And we start smoking, and their kid just walks in the room and is like, "Dad, I want juice." And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's in the cupboard. Just go get the juice." And the kid, just blunt smoke blowing in their face, is like, "Thanks, Dad." It just walks out of the room. I'm
Dad.
like, "Your kid." You have a kid and it walks in here while we smoke, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't care." Look the fuck.
One of the chicks I used to date, like I rolled up a joint with her mom back in the day, and her mom was like, "Yeah, first time I rolled a joint was when I was 9 years old, and I was smoking with my mom too." I was like, that explains so much.
Yeah, whenever you meet someone who's like, "I smoked at a young age," and then you meet their parents, you're like, "Oh, this all usually lines up." Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting meeting people's parents, because a lot of the time you can see where they get their mannerisms from, you know?
Dude, I got one. Dude, one time I met a girl's mom I woke up in her bed to her mom being like, hey, honey, we got to get going soon. And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, "Who's the guy in the bed next to you?" And she's like, it's just a guy I've been dating. She's like, "Okay, can I meet him?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I like came out of the covers. She's like, "Hi, nice to meet you." And I'm like naked. And we're both naked. And she's just sitting in her room like, "Hi, I'm Nancy's mom." It's not a Nancy, and it's not her name. But she's like, "I'm Nancy's mom." And we just talked, and she was like, "Nice to meet you," and left. And I just was like, this girl's cool with meeting a dude who clearly drilled her daughter the night before. And
she's like waving at you. "Oh, I see you waving under the covers." You're like, "Oh, no, that's not my hand."
Yeah, I'm just... It was like mind-boggling to me at the time, because I'm like, any other situation I've been in like this, it's like, "Nancy, get that boy out of the bed. Get him out of here." And it's the, she gets a text that's like, "My mom knows you're here, and you gotta leave."
Yeah. No, that was the same shit, you know. Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, that same chick. Her mom came in, and I was like kissing the girl, and then her mom was like, "Oh, whoops," and like walked out like she thought that we were getting into something. I was like, "No, wait."
She's gonna let it happen. She's like, "Oh,
you're fucking my bedroom.
Yeah,
that's all right."
That's a weird one. The thing too, the mom rolled us a joint after, and I was like, "Damn, dude, this is in my mind at the time. I'm like, this is a wife," and then in hindsight, I'm like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, you should have seen all these red flags and left, and just left.
Yeah, that's how you know. I mean, the overly cool parent, is definitely a potential red flag.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Wait, so back to the rap thing. All right, so you seen a guy bring his wife to the studio and talk about pussy in front of his kids. That's a good one. What's the sluttiest thing you've seen a chick do? Is it doesn't even have to be to you. It's better.
Yeah.
Damn, sluts. But Just any like if you, I had other rappers on, they couldn't really get too much into it. But have you ever seen any like chick just completely like thought herself for another rapper, like in the audience, be like, just like pull her tits out and like try to get on stage? Because yeah,
not yet, not for
Nothing
like not a
crazy.
show I've been at, but like the best thing I've seen was like somebody, we had this show in Naugatuck, and somebody brought like a big stack of fake money, and like there was some chick with like this like high riding thong, and like people were just stuffing the fake dollar bills into her panties. And I thought that was amusing.
she was cool with it.
Yeah, she was just having fun. She was,
Nice.
you know, like just letting strangers stuff
Yeah, I'm looking for
fucking
like
Monopoly money into her panties. I was like, that's a good time.
I'm looking for like you're like going backstage and there's a girl just in the hallway who's like, I liked your show, so like, can I come backstage with you? And you just go there and she's just like, she's just got a condom ready, and you're like, well, all right.
Well, the closest I have is like I used to do shows with my buddy the Red Baron, who
R.I.P.
After man, rest in peace, the late Tom Brill, the late and great.
Yeah, man. Dude, I just met him. We were mad cool, and I was like, dude, we should do the pod sometime soon. He's like, let's set it up. And R.I.P. dude.
Yeah,
he's
man.
a cool dude. We smoked. We got along so well. He was like, honestly, I don't mean to derail it, but like a kindred spirit. I meet someone who's like, you want to roll up? And we're like, yeah. And you smoke, and they're like, you want to roll up against? Like, yeah. It's my dude.
Yeah, just to derail it a little further in that direction.
Right.
Everybody loved Tom, man.
Yeah.
And like, I got to tell you that he is the reason I don't do drugs anymore.
Oh.
Like literally, like he used to like he used to get like sort of a sick thrill out of getting people way too high. Like he would like take a big fucking slob of wax and like heat it up on a rig, and then like just like put it in my face and be like, smoke this pussy.
Dude, oh, we would have been boys, dude. We would have become best friends. I know it.
Yeah.
It's just because I'm like that, dude. I like to get pre-baked, so I would have gone with him, but I also have done that to my friends when I was younger who didn't really smoke. And I'd be like, come on, pussy. I'd roll him a blunt.
Fucking do it.
Yeah, and then they do it, and
Dude.
then he'd be mad at me.
He did that to me once, and I was happy to do it, you know. But like he did that once where like he was just putting dabs in my face at a show, and so I was like hitting it, and then I just got a fucking panic attack, and I literally just left. I didn't even tell the guy that put the show together, and it was before my set was on, you know. So
damn.
I was like trying to practice my lyrics in the parking lot, and I couldn't think of anything, and I was just like hearing in my head like, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Hilarious, dude.
So yeah, I literally like I had my sister drive me home, and I was just in the back seat like shivering, and I just bounced. I didn't tell anybody. They're like, where the fuck did Gambit go?
Oh, damn, dude.
I went to Wonderland.
Did you make it up with the booker at least?
No.
Oh, damn, dude.
I let him know later. I said I had an emergency, which is true.
Yeah.
I just didn't elaborate. But yeah, with Tom, he had a show once, and then like after the show, it's like two like older, there's like people in their like mid 30s came up to him, and they were like, this guy was like, hey man, we really liked your set. He's like, thanks dude. And he's like, you want to fuck my wife? And he was like, sure.
And they did?
Yeah, and he just
There you
went,
go.
he
That's
went
what
back
I'm
and
talking about.
I guess he fucked the dude's wife while he was watching.
Were they attractive? People. Be honest.
No,
Baron's dead. He doesn't care.
yeah, no, I mean, you know, I don't think he would
do it
mind if I
again?
said, yeah, he would
You
do
don't
it
think he'd
again.
He would do it again?
would do
Oh,
it
he would.
again.
Okay, so they were cute.
Yeah, I mean, he was
so-
open-minded.
All right, cool. Nah, because, dude, I haven't been in one of those situations. I thought I was once, where another comedian. He's an open mic. Well, I'm an open micer too, but he's a definite open micer. But he brought an older woman around, and he introduced her to me, and she was like interviewing me for like 20 minutes, and I was like, what's going on here? And they were like giggling and shit, and I was like
touching your arm.
yeah, not really touching my arm, but just being like, so where are you from? Like, where do you, like, how do you do, like, comedic questions? But then they got into, like, what's your genetic makeup? And I'm just like, what's going on here? And it was just weird, because he also mentioned at one point that she likes to get fucked by other dudes. And I was like, I just avoided it, because I was like, you know, this is, for certain, like that, I understand if you're into that stuff, if you want to do it, all power to you. Those situations can lead to you thinking everything's cool and then coming home to the other partner who's not cool with it and a loaded gun.
Yeah, well, that's the big risk
just
is that
do-
like they have some sort of complex where it's like they think they're down for it and then they're actually like, actually, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Or you ever see Boardwalk Empire?
I've seen exactly nothing.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Anything you ask me if I've
Yeah.
seen, I probably haven't because I don't watch fucking anything. I've been offered exactly 2 orgies so far.
really?
I turned them both down, but they were both really fucking funny, you know.
How'd they present those to you?
The first one was hilarious. It was like textbook, man. Like I was just chilling at my friend's house. I didn't expect it to go in this direction at all. But I was at my friend's apartment and he lived with like 2 roommates that were dating, and they were chilling with us. And they had the girl's ex-boyfriend over hanging out. Yeah. And we were all just chilling and smoking and stuff. And then like the boyfriend like looks at the girl and was like, I really want to see you get fucked by all these dudes. And he said exactly that. And she's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And then like they both look at their roommate who I'm friends with, and he's like, yeah, I think I'm down with that. And like the 3 of them look at the ex-boyfriend, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. And then they all fucking look at me.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at me
Wait,
for?
yeah, so this is a minor edit. There's you and just dudes and 1 chick, right?
Yeah, me.
This is a train. They're
Me-
inviting
yeah,
you to
no,
a train.
no, yeah, it's totally skewed.
Yeah, it's not an orgy. This
The
is a train.
ratio
by the way.
is like straight up like 90 to 1.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a
like,
train. No, it's a train, dude. It's not
yeah.
It's not an orgy. Unless he was like,
we would have to fucking tag out. You know, like we would have to like slap like, all right, you're in, bro.
It's only an orgy if you all were all fucking everything.
Yeah,
like
no.
and I'm, you know, and
I got news for you. That means you're gay.
yeah, like, I don't care.
Oh man, yeah.
I guess,
it's like Prof says, I've been running trains, no homo.
Yeah, if it's, yeah.
I left though. I was like, yeah, listen. They were like, oh, I guess we'll just not have the orgy. I was like, no. I don't want to be the buzzkill here. Like, you guys can all fuck each other. I'm just gonna fucking go home.
On the way out, you should have been like, not an orgy, by the way. It's a train, and
well, I don't know, man. Maybe the guys were getting it on too. I don't know the details.
Maybe when it all stripped down, they were like, just so you know, when one of us is on the girl, the rest of us take care of each other. And you're like, come on, man.
We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo.
Dude, it's not my friend anymore, but it was one of my close friends when we were younger. He lost his virginity in a train. And he explained it like, this is like a really sad story for him. It's in every way.
Yeah.
But he told me, he was like, yeah, dude, I was at a party and I was walking through the house and there was this room open and I looked in and there was just this girl getting fucked by all these dudes. And I just was watching and one of the dudes saw me when he was fucking her and was like, hey, bro, you want in on this? And I was like, yeah. And I just went in there and did it. And I was like, that's gross, dude. And he's like, well, at least I got pussy. Like, he was like that.
No, you got to own it, man. You got to be
Yeah.
like, no, that was weird and reprehensible,
Yes.
but I was into it.
I'm sure he did now. I'm sure when we're adults, we're not friends anymore. But then we were hanging out in college, like, because we were friends for a while, a long time. Not just and in college, we were hanging out with these group of friends who like were newer friends. And we were talking about like having sex for the first time, and he was like, dude, one time I was at this party fucking this chick. And like it was a train, but like I was in the beginning, right? And I was fucking this chick, and then this loser kid from the hallway walked by and saw it. I was like, "Bro, you want to get in here and fuck this chick?" And I was sitting there like, "You just what? You lied? Like you're lying to all our new friends." This is bullshit.
That's so funny.
He literally, and when they all left, I was like, "Dude, you know that was." Am I mistaken, or did you flip that story? And he was like, "You remember that shit?" I was like, "You fucking loser."
Well, at least he's lying, and that's not how he actually remembers it, because that would be a little more sad.
Yeah, or at least he wasn't excited to tell people that. You just lie, right?
Come on, man, own up to it. Be like, yeah, I was like the 6th guy to fuck that chick that
or
night.
you would just not tell them that's your virginity story. You could tell them a different story, but to say to someone, how'd you lose your virginity? And they're like, so listen. That's like, no one is going to look at that the same way ever in any situation. Like you and I will both take that. If you told us that story, we would both take that differently, maybe similarly, but our minds are different after. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never be the same. Yeah, the other time I got offered an orgy was equally hilarious because it was like this very pregnant chick.
Jeez, dude.
She was
You're running into some shit.
Yeah, man. And I was like, okay, so I can't do that in good conscience. Because it's not even my baby.
Yeah, so I've heard if it's your baby, you get like, not if it's your wife and your kid, it's the sex with your pregnant wife. I've heard this from a lot of different dudes who I'm like, oh, that's a dude who I, not trust, but I'm like, oh, I respect his opinion. And they're like, that shit's great when it's time. And I'm like, I think it's just because they're so in love with, or, it's that type of shit. But like, I not
pheromones, man.
Dude,
I would just be afraid of like 13 years later, I bump into this fucking kid.
Dude.
And he's got like a dent in his forehead. And I'm like, did I do that?
Yeah, I'm not saying I have a hog that's going to do that. My thing is coming. You know what I mean? Like,
blasting one.
Yeah, what if she's like, come inside me? It's like, there's something in there already, man. That's just getting
that pussy is no vacancy.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I know you're not like spraying the kid, but you're in your, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what the hell's going on, dude?
So I'll have to let you know, because like it seems I've got a pattern of being offered weird orgies. So next time I get one, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, definitely. Be like, what do you think this one is? I'm like, does she have all her toes and does she have a hole in her neck she's talking through?
Multiple amputee.
Oh, pregnant, dude. I couldn't. Yeah, not for me.
I can't tell you how fucking hard I laughed when that happened. I was like, you're joking.
It was. How'd she sell it?
She was.
I want to know
she
this
just hit
one
me.
too.
She just texted me and was like, "Hey, you should come over and fuck me." I was like,
and a bunch of other people too.
Nah, just like her and her boyfriend.
Oh, okay. So you keep getting you're getting invited to cucking situations. They're like orgies, technically.
Yeah, man. I guess I just give off that Stallion vibe a little too much, you know.
The Stallion vibe. Yeah, they're like. They're all sitting around. They're like, I really want to see you get fucked by someone. And that Gambit, he spits some hot fire.
Yeah, man. You know what I was thinking actually? Like, if I'm ever with some chick, and like she's like, while I'm fucking her, she's like, Gambit, I'm just gonna bust right there.
Oh,
like,
this hasn't happened yet.
That hasn't happened yet. No girl has been like, oh, Gambit.
I gotta, see, because I've had girls call me Selly, but that's not I don't have like,
Yeah, I would just think how like. There are people, I know people who've put on my music during sex,
that's cool.
Which I love. I have some songs on this next record coming out that I wrote specifically for like the fucking playlist. You know?
Cool.
Like, yeah, that deep funk.
I think the reason too you get in the cuck situations, because like comedians are comedians, but you actually have like, you got check, what's your YouTube channel?
It is Gambit Raps.
Gambit Raps, guys, go check out this dude's Gambit Raps YouTube videos. Like, you actually put out some dope videos, dude.
Thank you.
The one I should have looked this up before you came here. We're just cool. We're actually, I consider you a friend, so I actually forgot. I was just like, oh, Jake's coming over. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Not
that professional.
Not at all. No. I want to get this one right. It's a specific song you have. It's the one where you're talking to a skull and everything.
Procrast.
Procrast, yeah. Guys. Your anime one, Gambit Paradise AMV, is fucking. I feel like that's stratosphere. Like it's up there.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, that one's good. But the Procrast, the way you shot that video and everything is fucking dope, dude.
Thank you.
I think that's the fucking.
I will never fucking ever do a video like how we did that again, because it was so prop centric. I literally wrote a list of all the props I would need, and it was like literally we had like fucking 100 items. I remember that list.
Didn't you put the list somewhere? I swore you did.
Probably, yeah. That took so long just to assemble all the stupid little gags that we needed for that.
That shit was mad creative. I loved it. I think the reason people are like so forward to be like, hey, you want to come fuck me, is because they're like, he's an artist. he needs.
Well, people know that I'm open-minded.
Yeah, that's it. They're like, he needs inspiration, dude. This is the thing, dude. I'm pretty open-minded. I'm also critical. That's the difference, I think, and I think I'm working on that. But I think
when you say that in the context of orgies, I just picture you like criticizing someone's stroke game. Like, no, that stroke is weak, man. You need to improve your form.
No, dude. I talked about this last night, actually. Someone was like, I believe in ghosts. I was like, I don't. And they're like, why? And I was like, just, it's always easily explained. Like, it almost, like, people just don't ask the people questions. Like, my friend once, yeah, we are friends, but I just didn't want to use her name last night, and I'm still not going to. But she was like, I've talked to my dead dad. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, he's a ghost. Like, I know I've talked to him. And I was like, did you catch this on film or anything? And she's like, no. And I'm like, they're witnesses to this. Like, she's like, my aunt and shit. And I was like, okay, were you guys drinking and doing drugs at the time? She's like, I don't know what that has to do with anything. It's like, all right, so like, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not.
That's not a no.
Yeah,
though.
it's not exactly. And it's like, yo, so how can I believe you? And it's like, great woman. She's a great gal.
Yeah.
But I don't like the type of gal she is. I'm kind of like, you might be, seeing shit that's not there.
It is good to have a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah.
And especially with things that are like possibly explained in other ways.
Yeah. Exactly.
The supernatural. It's like let's apply a little layer of scientific inquiry here.
Well, I was at a comedy show in New York, and I befriended a trans woman. I'm trying to do it right. And we talked about what being trans was, because I don't understand a lot of it. I don't care if whatever they do. I'm supportive, if anything. I have questions. And I asked her a bunch of questions, and she answered them. The answers didn't really make sense, but I accepted the answers and was like, okay, I see where you're coming from. It still doesn't make sense to me, but thanks for trying to explain it. I don't know. I think that's all you can kind of. That's what I mean, though. I'm open-minded. I just have questions. I don't need the answer I'm looking for. I just want it to try to be explained. If you can try, I'm there for it. But if you're dismissive and are like, well, you just don't get it, or I don't have to explain that to you, I'm like, dude, come on. Come on, just level with me.
Yeah.
I'm high. That's usually what I am too. I'm usually just like high, and I just want to know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Introspective. Anyway, so Orgies, Red Baron, hip hop.
Yeah.
All right, so because I do this with, I've had Sid Floyd and Mike Nice. I feel like I ask them the same questions, and I'm gonna ask you the same questions. I don't care, because I do like hip hop as well. But it's just because you do shows, we do like rap comedians do shows. We have parallels, but it feels like specifically musicians just have a more glamorous, fun time.
Yeah, well, they kind of can afford to, in the way where it's like, it's because comedy, the difference is that comedy needs to be funny, you know. But like when you're making music, it just needs to be entertaining.
Yep.
You know, so that could be anything from like it being funny or just like really hype and live. It doesn't even need to be like cleverly written or anything. You know, if you're putting on a good show, you're like putting the energy in. You know, it could even just be like a sad, touching song or like whatever. So we have more room to like be flexible with the way we entertain than comedians do, because comedians literally just need to be smart and clever and funny.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I agree. This actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because for comedians, if we bombing to us, that is a regular occurrence in more ways than one. Like, even if people laugh the whole time, some comedians walk off stage like, I bombed, I fucked up this one joke, I hate my life. Like, that's the way it is. So
a true performer.
Yeah, no, really, dude. I've had a really good set and walked off and had people been like, good set, and I'm like, I fucked up.
That is every set
thing.
for me, bro. Yeah,
I fucked up one thing, or they didn't laugh at that one bit I've been working on for weeks. They laughed at all the old shit, and I've said that to people, and they're like, you had a great set. I'm like, they only laughed at my old shit, and they're like, what's that even mean? I'm like, I had 3 new jokes tonight. They didn't hit the way I wanted, and then I did my old shit, and I won the crowd back.
Yeah,
but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the new jokes.
Yeah, here to innovate.
Yeah, so
damn it.
That's the thing, though. But like musicians, you guys, like, let me give you an example. If you're doing comedy at a busy bar, you have to be like, hey, everyone, you over there, shut the fuck up. You, what are you drinking? You're an alcoholic. Like, you have to fuck around with people. You in the checkered shirt. Did you come from a lynching earlier? Like, shit. Like, this is where my dumb brain, I'm doing hack shit off rip, and this is where how I would rope the audience in. But musicians, they just go on stage and they can be like, hi, I'm going to play some songs for you. And then you guys can just play. Rapping's different. You actually have to, I'll get into that in a second. But musicians have a thing where you guys can kind of just chill in the background and do your thing. And no one hates you, or they either don't care, they're just passive, or they like you. There's never usually someone, like comedy, you have to win the people over immediately. And if you don't, you bomb. And that's what I'm leading to here. I'm rambling. Sorry.
Well, that's the thing with like bars specifically, like gigs where like people aren't showing up to see you, like you're just there, you know, like restaurants and bars and whatever. That is the kind of thing where like generally speaking, the worst you'll get is like ignored, you know? Which is like, you obviously don't want that, you know, you want to like kill it. And that's where MCing kind of comes in, where like you got to get on the mic and do shit like that, where you're interacting with the crowd. And like, if you're good at freestyling, then that's a great way to fucking do that, you know, because you could just start like kicking bars about people in the crowd, you know, and like, you know, I'm standing up here carrying the stage, my neck hurt. Yo, shouts out to the guy in the front in a red sweatshirt or some shit like that. And then everyone's going to immediitely be like, oh shit, he's talking about us.
Dude, well, that's what we do for stand-up. If they're not paying attention, you just start doing crowd work. Like, dude, I've only done this once, and I can't wait to do it again.
It is fun.
There's a show, and it might actually happen on my birthday. It's the same host. Love him. But he started the show. It was a rowdy bar. So I'm trying to explain this for the listeners, too. The audience, there's an audience, but then there's a bar in back of them, and the restaurant surrounds the bar, so in back of the bar there's more people and everything, so it's huge degrees of separation, not meant for comedy. So the back of the bar is rowdy, the front of the bar is also rowdy. They're not even paying attention to the show. The host goes up, tells them nonsensical rules they don't follow from the get, and then goes, all right, I'm gonna bring up your first comic. Brings up my friend Ish Gupta. Ish does his set. Ish is a very timid guy, does his set, but they're not really focusing on him. And I noticed this. So because they're both quieter guys, I just grab the mic and go up and I go, "What's up, you fucking cocksuckers? Are you ready to ride?" And they just fucking all like stopped, dude. They were like, "What the fuck?" And I just started being like, "You!" And I just started going off on people, roped them all in. Great set. It was a fun night. But
yeah, man. Well, that's honestly like one of my favorite parts about doing shows is just like the in between, because like, you know, it's kind of the same with like bits as it is with like songs, where it's like a pre-written thing. You know how you're gonna lay it, but then that improv shit is where like every show is different. You know, and that's where you can really have the fun. Is like, you know, obviously you got your routine and everything, but like when you're just talking shit between jokes or talking shit between songs or whatever, that for me is like some of the most fun, you know, moments of the show.
So that's leading into bombing and everything. Is there a musical bomb? Or like for a rap show or anything, do you leave and are like, yo, that show was a fucking like performance wise? I mean, we can get into production quality all day. That's a fucking that's neither here nor there. But have you ever like left a performance or seen someone on stage just bomb, like they fuck up their lyrics don't work? They get mad at. Has you ever seen a rapper be? I'm sorry,
I've seen a lot of
too much.
I've seen a lot of terrible performances. Yeah. But like,
because I have two. Like, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you, but I've seen specifically like Toad's Place people opening for people, like, and they come out and their energy sucks. Their lyrics suck. Their beats off. They're not really singing. And then a song or two in, they're like, "Yo, why ain't y'all fucking with me?" And I'm like, and we literally like, yo, I'll turn to my boys and be like, they fucking suck.
What
like
a fucking loser.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah, man. You never, ever complain about the crowd's reaction.
Okay, all right.
Like, that is such a loser move. Like, you're such a fucking whack performer. If you're like, you don't like insult the crowd, you don't like I mean, like, you know, there's like poking fun at the crowd, but you don't like, you know, do that where you're like bitching. You guys aren't giving me enough. It's like, you got to give more, dude. You're the fucking entertainer.
Right.
You know? Yeah. If the crowd's not applauding, it's because you're not doing a good enough job.
Yeah. Dude, as someone who has many a time at a show been like at the end been like, man, fuck everyone in here. I understand that where they're coming from, but it is different from a musician point of view, because it's like you have way more at your disposal to entertain. Like comedians getting mad at people, I understand that to a degree, because I've done it sometimes where I'm like, they didn't deserve that, that's fine. But I've also walked off stage and been like, yeah, fuck this audience, I hope they come up to me after, like, because they're just, I've seen really good comics go up and bomb, and then I go up, I'm like, it's them. And then I realize it's not the other comics, it's actually it's only happened.
It can't be,
a literal handful of times, like maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that, like, to me, stand-up reads as, like, way more difficult than, you know, doing musical performances, because, like, different people have different sensibilities with their sense of humor and like just different moods and stuff. And it's so much easier to entertain people, like I said, in other ways where like I could literally just get up on the mic and be like, oh, the ladies in the house say how. And all the girls like,
if you got your real hair.
all the fellas say, hell yeah. All the guys would be, hell yeah. And I'm just like, I don't even need to think about this.
Yeah.
But you got to be funny, you know, and it's not even like you got to be funny. The crowd has to perceive you as funny. So what I think is fucking hilarious, like another crowd will boo somebody off the stage, you know. But
we did that at Totes a few times because I forgot who we went to see, but it might have been French Montana or something like that. It took mad long to come out. And there's this fat MC they always have at Totes Place, a big black guy, looks like Biggie. And he came out, dude, and he does this hack thing every time where like, the ladies, hey fellas, if you never changed since 6th grade, give me a, it's like horror. He's like, if you had the same style since day one, he's just trying. And dude, he did that, I think like 4 or 5 times, came out, and dude, we at one point were like, boo, and he's like, what, yo, they're coming, they in the building, and we're like, get them out here.
The only time I've ever seen somebody get booed off stage was at Toad's Place, and it was the same shit. Like it was Chris Webby was the headliner, and he had somebody opening for him who was like these like dubstep dudes. And he was just taking forever to come out too. Like he was getting fucked up upstairs. And they were like playing dubstep, and nobody was about it, and everybody was booing, and they were like we're trying to get off the stage, but Chris Webby's taking a really long time to get out here.
Dude, we've had a few Toad's Place shows where I'm like, this is like the crowd's getting rowdy, and they're like, all right, they've had like the announcer come over and be like, you guys got to calm down and shit, because we're getting restless, dude. It's like, yo, we've been standing for 2 hours now, and it's like, you open it's cold now because they open the anyway, so we can smoke at least, but.
Yeah, man. I fucking wish that like I like some headliner would take that long, you know? Like I get on stage and usually they're like, especially at a place like Toad's, they're like, yeah, you got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I could do like 4 of my best songs, but I got like fucking 24 that would work great, you know?
Yeah.
So like if that was the situation, then I'd be like, oh great, this is my show now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Just let it rock. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, have you ever seen, you saw someone, they booed him, but like, have you ever seen, I'm trying to think, what's a version of a bomb? Like, is it just when people are fucking up, they're too drunk? I've seen people too drunk on stage,
oh man,
too.
There's so many performance malpractices that I've seen. Like the grievous offender of the bunch
that's what I'm looking
for
for.
hip hop is definitely like rapping over your own vocals. A lot of dudes do that, and it is so fucking whack. Like
I've seen that.
Yeah, like they'll literally just put their song on the speakers and rap over it, and it's like, why are we even here, bro?
Yeah, first of all, you can hear them half-assing it, and then you hear the real song cut in.
Yo, I've seen dudes literally like put on their song like that with the vocals on, and like they'll just stop rapping halfway through, like take a drink of water, take their coat off. They're not even. I'm like, dude, why are we here at this fucking listening party for your
dude?
Yeah, that is super whack and is extremely frowned upon. I never do that unless it's something like Procrast where I have like overlapping vocals that would be like impossible to say at the same time. Like push it off, maybe let push it off, right? But yeah, or if it's like, you know, sometimes like harmonies for hooks, I'll give a pass to. So if you have like different vocal harmonies layered so that you can do the main lead vocal, and that's fine. But yeah, like forgetting your lyrics. I've seen some fucking amateur ass MCs like rapping, and then they like don't even know their own words to their own song.
Oof.
And I'm like, dude, if you don't care, why should I?
Dude, I believe me, I fucked up a joke or two. I've had to leave the stage because I just forgot. That was early days.
Yeah,
but like, dude, I know what it's like to have a brain fart, but I also know how to control that now, like how to prepare for that shit too.
Yeah, recovering is definitely a skill.
Dude, it's fucking. Someone throws you off too. That's the other thing. You guys don't necessarily have to deal with you don't have to deal with the audience. We have to deal with a heckler. Our whole thing is genuinely the audience reaction. Not that it isn't the musicians, but like it depends on the react. Like your songs can hit them different ways for different reactions. Comedians specifically, we go for one reaction that's laughs. Some shittier comedians go for claps, and that's just a fact. I'm saying that to the listeners. But it's like, yeah, you're going for one reaction. It's the overall thing should be for whenever you have that punch is they need to laugh. That's it.
That's why I don't really listen to comedians like, for example, the legendary George Carlin anymore.
do him.
I like Carlin's stuff, but it is definitely more like I agree with this, so I'm gonna clap about it than like this is a funny joke, you know? And yeah, no, anytime you're a comedian, it's like I should be surprised by the unexpected that you're gonna present me with, and you know, laugh about it.
Hell, no, for real, dude. I've been, everyone, every older person brings up Carlin, and I always roll my eyes, dude, because, dude, listen, gifted, prolific.
For sure. And I mean, it's fun to listen to, but it's not like, I'm not like laughing my ass off.
I'm not,
you know?
dude. It's also...
Not to pick on George Carlin, but it's just an example of the style.
He's dead. He doesn't care. Dude, it's also like he became that that comedian style I hate, which is someone who just pontificates. Chappelle's doing it now. And don't get me wrong, Chappelle's the greatest.
Yeah.
Do I like what he's doing lately? Is he funnier than anyone doing it like that? Yeah, but do I want to hear your social stance? No, I just want jokes, dude. And that's just me. That's me, though. That's why I support other comedians more. That's just me.
Yeah.
He's still the best. He's still no one's gonna make me say Dave Chappelle's lacking at all. It's just, you know. It's the same thing. Like George Carlin, I'm sure he has some good jokes, but then he's like, you ever wonder about, you know, rights, and you're like, man, I just want to fucking the government. And
I mean, it's more just like agreeable political rants.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I'm sure he'd be a good hang. I'm sure I agree with almost everything he says. I just don't care. Like, I want someone to take like you said, I want someone to say something I don't agree with, but make me go, damn, that was a funny take. Like, that's really it.
I love that.
Because people say, like,
that's better than saying something you agree with that's not funny.
Let me give you a light example. Someone's like, I hate Batman. I'm like, damn, I like Batman. But if they come around to like, man, Batman's a fucking like mentally ill vigilante, you wouldn't want that motherfucker running around. I'd be like, yo, that's a good bit. Like, whatever they take, if the take makes sense, I'm like, that's it, dude.
MF Doom has a whole song that's like basically like a diss against Batman.
Oh, really?
He just like calls him gay the entire time, and he says he like found him in the Batcave sucking off Robin or some shit like that, you know.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That means you're gay. Yeah, hilarious.
There are a lot of odd Robin, like grooming rumors for Batman.
If you look at it from like an outsider's perspective, it's an adult guy running around in spandex with like a young boy. So yeah, it's easy fodder for that joke.
And then Nightwing grows up and is like, I don't want to work with him, but I'm going to keep doing this stuff. And they're like, why? And he's like, because I have to. And they're like, you don't have to. And he's like, I just got to fight. I just got to keep fighting. And they're like, why are you fighting so much? It's like, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it, you know.
And they're like, I
don't want to tell you what happened at summer camp.
What happened? And you notice he always talks to the other Robins, and their costumes got better. And I don't know. That makes sense to me.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it's easy. He's
been giving them tips like, has him and Alfred brought you that tea yet?
Don't drink the tea. Don't drink the fucking tea. Yeah. No, back to bombing though. Like, the worst thing that can happen for me is like if your song ends and nobody claps. That's okay. If you're just like the beat turns off and then it's like silence. Generally speaking, 9 times out of 10 that means you fucked up.
Cool, because I've almost never seen that happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Rap shows it's a little different. No, rap shows they cheer and shit. Cheering that counts, right? Yeah. But I was about to say, I've never been at like a music a symphony, and when they stop, everyone's just like,
boo. Getting booed is obviously like the worst. That means like people are actively like, get the fuck off the stage. But yeah, if it's silence and then it's like everybody kind of unanimously agreeing we don't fuck with you, except in like certain examples, like but it's really rare, and you'll probably know. Like I saw this dude Prof, who I really like.
He's
easily the greatest performer that I've seen live.
That song no.
It's the same everywhere I go. Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
I fucking love that song. Yeah.
Dude, if you can ever catch one of his live shows, he's one of like literally. I saw him live once. I got to open like a little short set for him at the Space in Hamden.
Oh, it's a good venue.
Dude, he fucking changed my definition of what a good performance is when I saw it. Because,
dude, his videos are good. He's got a good. He's like, honestly, dude. When I saw that video, what's the video again? I'm sorry.
No. Or,
No, your video.
I got Procrast? Or...
Yeah, Procrast. It reminds me of that type of shit where it's a zany scene every 3 seconds.
He does have some cartoony ass videos.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but
Anyways.
at that show, he was like dropping banger after banger after banger, and then he just hit us with this song, Cloud 9, which is like this like super soulful like blues song where he's just like singing his heart out, and it's just got this like somber piano melody at the end when he was just like singing super hard, and the crowd was like, the beat fades away and everybody was just fucking awestruck.
Right.
And like I was like sitting there like, you know, like my eyes watering, just like looking at him like, holy shit.
And then they clapped?
It felt like inappropriate to break the silence by clapping. And then his DJ dropped like the boo boo boo, you know, and like everybody exploded.
It's a good MC. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing is he actually misinterpreted that because I was just like awestruck.
Right.
But I heard him say to the DJ, "Yeah, that's the last time we're doing that song live." So I think he thought that it bombed.
Yeah.
But it was actually just like everybody was like, "Holy fuck!"
No, I think he might have, but he also might have. You know how artists get. He might have actually been like touched and like felt something by the audience and been like, you know what, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah,
because
stick to the
maybe
bangers.
these people are. Maybe I left these people a weird impression. Because dude, I've done that. Dude, I've done many a joke where I've left and been like, I don't think I'm gonna do that again. That really pissed some people off. Like,
I can only fucking imagine.
I ruffle. My humor is very blue, and I like to. I'm in my own fucked up lane. I don't try to be fucked up. It's just my brain goes there.
That's the jokes. Yeah, that's the same for me, man.
You've seen me live, you know.
Yeah. I started writing like some bits if I ever wanted to do like open mic or something, and yeah, I'm trying so hard not to just make fucked up jokes, but that's where it always goes right away.
So I've talked to people about this too, and actually a really dorky comic said this once, and he's not his brand isn't my favorite, but it's like usually start with shock humor and then you grow out of it, and if you don't, then like you develop it and that's your thing. So just do that. And it was weird to hear a liberal comic say that, because I was like, usually it'd be like, oh, shock comedy's juvenile and it's like, nah, he was actually being a real dude about that one. So
I have a very simple rule. It's like, if it's funny, it's funny. You know?
Now, you and I have talked about this too, like the whole punching down thing. I don't agree with it because it like everything gets made fun of. It's only certain things you put a levity on where it's like, oh, you can't make fun of this. And it honestly, it is sort of, I think, comedy's fault to a degree, because some of those things are so made fun of that it then becomes not funny to make fun of them, and people say, oh, you're punching down, when it's like, no, I'm just doing what someone did 10 years ago. It's just my take, and they're like, oh no, it's still rude, and you're like, all right, well, not really. I just don't think punching down was created as a term by people who don't fight either. You know what I mean? Like words. They're like, you're punching down. It's like, you've never gotten punched from the ground then, because that isn't the same. It's not the same thing. Yeah. I disagree. So, as I've actually been in confrontations, real fights, like I'm not about, I don't like comparing those two. That's just me though.
I do think it is impressive though when somebody can make really funny jokes that aren't like shock humor, but I don't think it's like a necessarily a standard, like a baseline, you know?
Dude, you know, it's even crazier, and I mean, it's been beaten to death in the press, but you can make a not too offensive joke and Will Smith can slap you. So
that's fucking hilarious.
It's insane, dude. Like,
I was thinking about that today, man. How much funnier would it be if like politicians did that, like in debates, like they just walk across the stage and bitch slap each other when they make a point they don't like?
Dude, I've always said to my dad and shit, and like, I'm not a Trump fan at all, but like, I never understood why politicians weren't just like interrupting and going, you're lying, fuck you, and shit. Like, I would do that all the time, because they always do. Like, they always lie. Like, I don't know why they haven't done it for ages. Like, once you hear a lie, you should be on the mic like, excuse me, he just lied and he's a liar. I just want to throw that out there. Liar. And he's a loser. Look at it. He's a loser. Look at him. That's all I don't know. That's how everyone else fights, and the politicians are like, we're just gonna lie to each. I don't know.
I'll tell you that Trump developed a new political meta, which is like anytime he could just say what the fuck ever, and somebody could be like, that is factually false, and he'll be like, your mother's ugly.
Yo, dude, that's the one thing I like about him too. Is just they would be like, that's not true, and he'd be like, well, what do you know? And you're an idiot, and they'd be like,
this guy's an idiot. He hasn't pleased his wife in years.
Dude,
nobody likes him.
They would literally like tell him that he's fighting dorks, which was the funniest thing. Like, I've done that, dude. I've done it in comedy where like a dork will say something. I'm like, yeah, you're just a loser though, and they're like, they skip. Their brain's like. But I said the thing. I said the right answer to what you said, and we're not in high school anymore. And I'm supposed to. Things are different now. Things are different. Like, yeah. I wasn't even a bully in high school, dude. I mean, you knew me in high school. I was not a bully. It's just I wasn't bullied hardcore either. Like I was bullied a little bit, but it wasn't like I figured it out. Other people like got bullied, resented it, got into comedy, and then tried being their own bullies in a different way and don't see it that way. That's just, anyway, ranting too much about comedies. I hate when people do it on other podcasts. Guys, comedy's an art, and you got to respect it. Not like Will Smith. Not funny. Dude, did you think alopecia was a big deal before this week?
No, but I've heard that word more times in the last week than I have in my entire life.
I forgot who. I think the dude from, I know you didn't watch it, the show Barry, one of the actors suffers from alopecia, and it's like the reason he's bald all over. So it's like the reason everyone knows him is because he has alopecia. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's because he's bald. The other thing, too, is Jada Pinkett Smith is a dime in any era, essentially. She's very beautiful. So I thought she just shaved her fucking head.
She still looks pretty fine.
Yeah,
but I guess I mean, I'd be pretty salty if I just like couldn't grow my hair. But I'd probably, I'm pretty good at taking jokes.
Yeah.
So like, if somebody was roasting me about a really obvious one, then I'd be like, yeah, you got me.
Oh, dude, it's an insane week. Honestly, with that shit.
I was just thinking that's going to be like the whole Oscars thing is going to be one of those things that we look back on as like a marker of the year. We're going to be like, oh yeah, dude, can you believe that happened in March?
Yeah.
Like that's going to be a defining 2022
Oh, dude,
moment.
it's going to be huge for comedy for a long time.
Fuck yeah.
In
rap.
a mixed bag. Yeah.
Mad motherfuckers. I made a post about that. Mad motherfuckers are definitely going to reference that.
In lyrics?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be insane.
Yeah. I smacked the shit out you like Will Smith.
Yo, it's going to, it's going to be disrespectful to Chris Rock. They're going to be like, I ain't going to take it like Rock did. It's going to be shit like that. Yo, it really is, dude. It's going to be, I feel bad for Chris Rock, dude. That's all I have to.
I would say like, my lyrics slap like Will Smith, but yours is trash like the Oscars is, Sesame Street reference there, something off the top.
I thought you just meant the Oscars trash.
No, double entendre. Dog.
I got you.
Gotta wrap it up.
That's actually perfect, dude. Yeah, because dude, I could see you in like a Wired break down the lyrics video or whatever it is.
Oh, dude, if I did that, like, like there's so many.
Is it Wired?
You know what always makes me laugh, man? I see these videos that are like color-coded rhyme videos for people's lyrics, like they color code the rhyme schemes, and they're like, look at how complex these are, and I'm like, dude, this has like fucking half the rhymes I use in any particular, and I'm not trying to be that guy who's like, yeah, well, my shit's better, but it is.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, man, I feel that way too, dude, definitely with jokes, dude. I've seen some some dog shit out there, and they're getting booked all the time. But
it's inspiring, though. You see people who fucking suck that are doing really well, and you're like, well, if this guy can do it, then I know I can.
I know I didn't come up with this, but I've recently I said it to myself this weekend. It's like as long as you keep moving forward, no one can stop you. And I know that's so fucking lame, but it's if you really think about it, it's true.
Yeah, man, you gain your mileage.
If you keep moving,
inch by
no one
inch
can stop you. That's what it is.
Flesh and blood.
Yeah, because it's basically just like as long as you just focus. I hate motivational speakers.
Yeah,
I don't know about you.
This thing that I've been really focused on. I've been reading this book, Essentialism. I think by I think the guy's name is Greg McKeown, and the whole idea is like figuring out what's the most important thing, and then honing in on that, and just cutting out all the other bullshit. So instead of like gaining an inch in 100 different directions,
right,
like you gain a mile at a time in one direction.
I know what you're saying. What we were talking about before, making a list. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. So like it's like you figure out like what's the most important thing I need to get done, and it's like I'll just hone in on this one thing, figure out exactly the actionable steps, you know, and like literally dedicate my time to just this one thing, and then shit gets done. You know, you're doing one thing at a time.
Nah, dude, I know what you mean, because I have that problem where I'm like, I should do this, and then I'm like, well, I also have to do this, and then I go, well, I have to do this as well.
Yeah.
And if I just focused on the first thing, I'd get that done. But instead, I go, oh, I got to do this, and then I go, I'm overwhelmed. I'm not going to do any of that.
And then you just burn out, and you won't get shit done, and then
dude,
you feel like shit because you haven't gotten anything done.
Dude, I got to talk to you more.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I'm going to just text you.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Jake.
Yeah, legit. I mean, everybody that is a creative or like a self-employed person or whatever, or pretty much just anybody, you're gonna have like a million things to do at a time. You know, a million important things that you want to do. But it's like you can't do everything. You know, especially in a day. There's only so many hours. There's only so much energy you have, and so it's like, if you try to do everything all at once, you're just gonna scatter your energy. You're gonna scatter your attention, and you're gonna be getting nowhere. Whereas,
dude,
like, you know, if
you're breaking down my issue right now, dude. I gotta focus. You're right.
Yeah,
you're making me realize, is what I'm saying.
It's instead of being like a mist, you become like a laser beam. You know?
Yeah.
Just
guys, we inspire on the SFN's podcast. If you haven't told, this podcast goes all over the place. I've had people they'll be like, you go from like jokes to relationships to fucking drugs to fucking inspirational shit. Because dude, I don't like motivational speaking shit. I just like. Let's put it this way. If I was into that, I just need to watch one video and that's it.
Well, motivational speaking
they're all the same video.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's exactly it. It's not valuable by itself because motivation is so fleeting. You could be like, you can get inspired and follow your dreams. You have what it takes to do what you need to do and all that shit. And that'll last for, you know, as long as you can like light a candle wick.
For real.
But
for
like,
real, dude.
Yeah, it peters out. You need like actionable and like, you know, valuable things to like take real tangible steps and not just like
like the Gary V model is not good, dude. Where it's like, just start a business. What are you doing? You spend time
start
watching
a fucking business.
You spend 2 hours a fucking day watching fucking TV. That's 14 hours a fucking week you could be doing your fucking business every time, and you're like, yeah, dude, I think people they have to relax, though. Like, they don't realize that. Like, dude, I do that, too, where I'm like, yo, I'm going to relax.
Gary V has some deep wrinkles, man.
He sucks, dude. I hate him so much. Dude, this is my thing with Gary V. He's like, he's like me. I worked at my family's liquor store, built it up, made it what it is, built it beyond what it is. It's like, all right, so your $1 million family you had a job, you had a lot of free time because it's your family's bit. Like, dude, there's so much, like, anytime an actor pulls that shit out of their ass with, like, I just went to LA.
Did you hear Kylie Jenner call herself a self-made millionaire? I think it was Kylie. It was one of the Kardashian kids.
The ones whose family's been rich for, what, 2 generations
Self-made millionaire. Brilliant, man.
Dude, fuck that. It's like, dude, any actor you hear who's like, yeah, I just went out to LA and crashed on couches and that's how I figured it out. It's like, whose couches were they? Were they producer's couch? Was it your rich uncle's couch? Dude, it's insane. And then you research it and you find out that they're wealthy. And you're like, oh, you left your wealthy family in Connecticut. You went out to your other wealthy family in LA and just slummed it. Okay.
Yeah,
man. You're fine. That's
why I never ever take the struggle angle because it's not a true narrative
I don't believe
about me. You know, like I'm like,
exactly.
dude, I'm from fucking like Middletown, Connecticut. You know,
same.
Like literally, there's never been a day in my life that I've been like, am I gonna eat today?
Yeah,
and I don't think there ever will be.
Yeah,
you know,
I think I'm gonna be okay.
I'm pretty good. Yeah. So I'm not gonna be one of those dudes that's like,
I'm gonna.
I clawed my way up from the fucking bottom rungs of society.
No, I'm not saying bottom, not even bottom rungs, but I would say the way we operate and how we've grown as our artists. But it's like you build yourself from the ground up in this way, but it's like that's the struggle. I'm not trying to struggle where it's like, oh, I'm gonna move to another city and crash on couches, because that's a real fucking struggle.
It also just doesn't sound very productive.
They also didn't, like I said, they didn't really go to cities and crash on couches. They crashed in mansions and shit. And
there is one dude that I like that I listened to, Old Man Saxon, who actually did that. Like, he's a dude. He's got a song about it that.
Oh no! There are people out. Let's clarify. There are people out there who do that. I'm just saying the famous ones you hear of. It's like, dude, I've heard stories about like Brad Pitt and Angela, shit like that, and I'm like, there's no fucking way, dude. It's just I don't see you. Like, there's no way. There's no no.
Yeah. So
anyway,
I'll just keep it in mind. I'll just let people know I'm from Connecticut. You know, like it's like I don't got shit going on. You know,
it's Connecticut. What were you saying? Some artists?
Oh yeah, Old Man Saxon, man, he's dope. You should check him out. He's got a song produced by this dude Thief of Baghdad, who did the whole album for my buddy Jarv Boiler Room, which I like. He did a song Just Bars with me, and he did this song with Old Man Saxon.
I was actually gonna play that on the outro, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, please,
All right,
man.
cool,
Whatever.
Cool. That's one of my favorite songs you've done. That's a good one.
And yeah, the whole song is about like he was homeless for a long time, and he was like literally just like sleeping in his car, like doing dishes at a restaurant, and then like writing rap songs at night.
Yeah.
And then he showed up on he got accepted onto that fucking hip hop American Idol show that they ran like one season of on Netflix. I can't remember the name of.
Yeah. G's to Gents? No, remember G's to Gents?
He almost won. He got pretty far into it, and then that kind of made him pop off, and so now he's doing way better.
That's good. No, Malcolm Hatchett out in L.A., he's a comedian. He would go to Kill Tony, which is a popular podcast, and he would crush every time, and they'd ask him, be like, hey, where are you from? And he's like, I live in my car outside. And he was so funny, dude, and it is the struggle does help you get funnier and shit like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
He was actually doing that shit, and I think he's doing way better now. But it was inspiring to watch him go up every time and just make people laugh. And they're like, "How you doing? You still in the car?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm doing showers out of the fucking." And you're like, "Damn!" And it made people want to help him. So, yeah.
Those are the realest motherfuckers. Like you hear people talk about chase your dreams, but the people who literally just burn all bridges, like, this is either gonna work or I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
you know,
that's some real shit, dude. I've thought about doing that myself, and it's just
I don't have the balls, man. I'm like, I think that the way I'm doing it is more productive than
well. There's other ways to do it. Like I've thought, like, oh, I could go to New York. Like I have enough money where I could easily pay a year's rent in New York, no problem. Yeah. But it's like, if I do that, I know how my brain works. It's like I'll do that, and then maybe I won't. It's just I don't want to risk doing that and then spending a whole year's worth of money and then just trying to network out there when it's like I could just build what I'm doing here, figure it out, and then move out there with more experience and something behind me to bring with me, and then I can build from there instead of putting every single thing into a chance, and then it's
really like you do what's best for your situation, so like
it might turn out that way too. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
For sure. Yeah. So if you're in a position where you don't necessarily have to just like abandon everything, then it might be better not to. But then there are some people that like that might actually be the way to go for.
I've been dabbling in it just because I literally don't have kids. I don't have a wife. I don't have anything locking me here. So it's like I feel like I should just.
That's what fucking Bryan Cranston did.
Yeah,
he just hit the road with a fucking motorcycle and his brother, I think, and just like biked around for a while he was in his early 20s, and then eventually he was like, I'm gonna be a famous actor.
Yeah. Right, dude. Those fucking guys. Anyway, we're at an hour, so we'll probably wrap it. If you got anything else you want to talk about, it's been good. We just went by.
Yeah.
This is a good one because usually anytime it flies by, if you've seen me, I look at the time here and there, but like it really flew by. So this is good. I had a good time. I don't know about you. I hope you had fun. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for asking me to come over here.
Anytime, dude. We'll do this again. We'll try to get you on with a guest, maybe another. Maybe I'll have Sid and them come down.
I'll see if my buddy Seva wants to come.
Hey,
he's a fun character.
Definitely, dude. Hell yeah! If you haven't, is he a musician as well?
Yeah, he does fucking everything.
Let's do it. Just because I'm trying. As much as I like having comedians on, it is a breath of fresh air. Mm-hmm. Believe me, I
think he's got like his own he's a great talker.
Yeah, I love comedians, but sometimes they come over with their own nonsense, and I'm like, dude, let's just be funny with me and talk. Like, sometimes they just stare at me and they're like, you give me something, and I'm like, dude, you're a comedian too, you fucking cunt.
Answer a question and then just like stare at you.
I've had it happen, dude, where I'm like, yo, there's I mean, I know it's my show, but it's like, dude, you guys all stop talking at this. All right, anyway. You got plugs. You got anything to plug? And we'll play your song.
Well, I guess I would just say that, if you're listening, I'm on fucking Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Gambit Raps. That's my shit. You can find my music there. You can find me Gambit on Spotify. I do my thing. I'm putting out an album later this year, and it is full of irreconcilably dope bangers.
Hell yeah, dude.
So yeah, that's about it.
You got Instagram? Is that same on Instagram?
It's, GAMBITRAPS, Gambit Raps.
Just like the X-Men guy, right?
Yes.
It's your inspiration.
Oh well, yeah.
He's
kinda,
one of them.
It's that and the chess move.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Hell yeah, dude. Guys, follow me at Silly Selly on Instagram. I think when this comes out. Oh yeah. So guys, next week, I believe, or whenever this comes out, it will be soon. April 15th, I have a show at Powder Hollow Brewery in Enfield. That is me, Chris Warren, Shaquana Cochran, and Lemaire Lee from Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, Painting in the Mouth Podcast. Painting in the Mouth Podcast more. He's not on Matt and Shane anymore. I feel bad tagging him in that. Anyway, guys, come to that show. That one, it's my one monthly show. I really like when people come and sell these out. And any other shows I'm on, they'll be in my Instagram stories. They're pretty sporadic because a lot of people out there are, they're being shiesty about stuff. But I'll outwork all of them. Trust me. Anyone listening who hears that too, just know I'm coming for your asses.
Phrasing.
Follow me at Silly Sally. I already said on Instagram. Follow the podcast at Yes Offense Podcast on Instagram. And yeah, guys. Oh, also my other podcast, Pete and Sally Do the Cinema. Me and Pete Angelo go over a movie every week and have guests on. Love to have you on. Please, we'll do something. We'll set something up soon.
Sounds cool, man.
Keep bothering me. Guys, that's on Spotify. Go check it out. And guys, if you listen to this, tell other people about it. Share it around. Just tell people.
Spread the goddamn word.
Spread the word. I don't know what else to do. I've had guests on who literally don't tell people they're on the podcast. So I'm just counting on you guys. And all those guests who don't do that, I've literally written all your names on a list. And
I'm submitting it to a hitman.
I'll be approaching you personally.
Yeah.
But for real, guys, thanks for listening. Check it out. And just share it around. I don't know what else to do. So...
Fuck yeah.
We'll play your song on the way out.
Yeah.
This is Just Bars by Gambit. Go, guys, for real, check out his YouTube.
I think this was when I was 19.
Really?
I think so. Might have been like 20.
All right, we'll let it rock, and then I'll hit Dawn at the end.
All right.
How it goes. Yeah.
Gambit on the mic. Fever Baghdad on the beats. No hook, no chorus. Just bars. I undergo a metamorphosis, adrenaline coursing in every endorphin whenever I begin the recording. Penning in elements while I'm sweating this every morning. Eventually touring shorter than I've been snoring. I've never been friends in more than a quarter of 4 real MCs, so we can be buddies, but it doesn't mean your fucking lyrics deep. I really can freak a bit of a beat whenever I sit with the thief, so maybe you're taking your reputation way too seriously. You feeling me? I be up and I'm really speaking, I'm geeking, but you have no idea my abilities. The leader of my facility, will I be impressed with the field I see? Probably not. You novices jacking the mic to reveal you're weak. I'm bored with you. I'm sticking with the boiler room, but in my garden gloves, getting more hoes than a Mormon do. Of course, you blew horse and remorseful when I tore the boom bap apart. Your rap is a plastic. I'm born to torture you. You really don't want it to be a lot of the beef. If colored with me, I gotta be stopping it clean predominantly whenever you're starting to be. When I get a bothering, I can be kind of a mean spirit. You hear it? I'm honestly godly, can fall upon your knees. So what did you try to be besides the Glee Club captain? You even sucked a lot of the D before your team was rapping. Making the whack is obsolete and probably snapping. Attack them with battle axes till I'm the last on the axis. And that's it, the jig is up. Really, I don't give a fuck. So if you feel the same, nigga, waving and put your fingers up. See, I've been getting bucked, though I'm not really getting bucks. Oh dear, the coast's clear, I don't fear you sitting ducks. Isn't I insidious? When a busket, I must be. You acting like I'm rapping at maximum shit, I'm rusty. You crabs are acting crusty, don't fuck with me, buddy, trust me. I'm lusting for blood and hungry, just might have to eat you up, see? Give me a minute when half asleep, the minute's here that I have to breathe. Do whatever you gotta be, I'ma be still crafting a masterpiece. Whoever said the grass is greener and cleaner over there apparently never seen the other side of the trash heap. I keep seeing people claim to be woke to that shit, but just because you roll with wolves don't mean you're in the pack, G. So why you borrowing cash for gas for your dad's Jeep? I'm casually posted in lavish limos in the back seat. That or I'm driving a scrap, a pile of crap, and going back and forth from rocking to mediocrity just like that. 1 minute I'm giving a killer performance, it's horror, and the next I'm dying aboard. I'm trying to score tiny morsels like what, I rap? Fuck it, I love it, I'm picking the pin up for the fun of it. Making a fool of me truly anytime I'm in public. When I rhyme I'm insufferable, one tough little son of a bitch who get a competitive piss that any event whenever I'm gonna quit. Yup, I do flex, I'm too vexed if you're hard, but I've been tough with 2 F's since I got my first report card. Son, I'm more raw than pork off the bone, slaughtered seconds ago, still trying to draw breath, although its own throat sorta colder than snow water. But homie, nobody's hotter. I told you I'm supernova, exploding over you squalors. Or owning, going alone and knowing they grown his own honor. Don't bother approaching, I'll leave it teetering full tottered. Ha, it's like that. Go play with your iPad. The minute I'm settling into the setup, I'll never be giving the mic back. My weakest freeze easily beat your peak and climax. So fight back, you'll find that you're finna be set on the flight path. I rap with intention to create a great invention. You can replay again and again over your engines into ascension. The breadwinner, I've been iller than 10 illadins mentioned. I got a head bigger than Ben Stiller, you best give him attention. Bring it back when I kick that rap. Breast so bad, I'ma need a tic-tac. Beat it, competing when I'm impeding other people. Got them bleeding, defeated when I'ma spit that crack. Lick this sack, I'm a big dick. Get a kid sick when I sit and nitpick the track. Let me get a little minute to deliver the cinnamon. Now you been about to start in this picnic snacks. It's sad and it wins, taking a big shit when I get a little pat on the back. Slap on the rap back on the pad, whack on a crap rapper. That lack on the track. Got an act to react. I don't gotta ask to enact an attack. What I gotta blather about a swagger scatter from cracking a neck with a bat. So what it do? Ain't a fucking fool. What's up with you? Your buckles always said the M for mini. Shit, I'm W. Doesn't it trouble you sucking so fucking much, boo-boo? Believe me, even Hubble can't see me. I bring the ruckus, fool. Slamming the cold when I'm prone to bring pandemonium. Told you I'm Vegito and Brody mixing with Obi-Wan. Till I am the only one holding a microphone. Like I'm throwing bunches of punches, you punks so lunges, it's over, son. It's fucking over, son.